O you who believe, answer Allah and His Messenger when He calls you to that which gives you life. Islam and life is connected. Without Islam there is no life, and life without Islam is empty and meaningless. Allah had said in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Ayah 3, this day I have perfected your deen for you and completed my favor upon you, and have chosen for you Islam as your deen. The Creator of all things has chosen this deen for all human beings. So do we truly look to Islam as our answer, or still look to other systems? Ponder upon this.
The truth about the state, it wasn't always like this. Let's look back in time. History reminds us, one army, one land, one central authority, crushing the Romans, Persians put in fear.
The ummah like a lion, no need to shed a tear. When the village was attacked by the kuffar, the Khalid heard the sisters cry, prepared for war, attacking the city, destroying it from existence. Lesson number one, don't ever mess with Muslims.
The Imam of the Ummah is a shield where he protects the Ummah and where the Ummah fights behind him. Where is this shield today to protect the Ummah? What happened to this shield to honor and dignify the Ummah? In 1917, Prime Minister of Britain, after entering Jerusalem, stated, the Crusade War has ended. In the same year, the French General Goro went to the grave of Selaheddine Ayyubi. Selaheddine Ayyubi, the one who 730 years prior crushed the crusade and liberated Palestine and Syria. He went to his grave in Damascus and kicked it and said, wake up, O Selaheddine, we are here.
How do they do this to you and me? We turn on the TV and all we see is a world full of casualties, a generation agony. Our ummah is a misery. Let's go back to the beginning of the century and review our history. From one side to the other side of the globe, the system of Islam ruled over the world.
They went to the Muslims for all their solutions, from mathematics to biology, the advancement and technology. The Kafir women used to imitate our women. They wanted the same respect that the Muslim sisters were given, while the enemies of Islam were trying to twist the Quran, trying to write a surah like Allah's. They all failed miserably, and many of them responded,
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. Allah has challenged the humanity until the day of judgment to produce a surah or an ayah like the Quran, and Allah assured that they will never be able to make a surah like it. The kuffar plan and work to destroy this deen, and Allah affirms that we too are planning. And if all the people of the world got together, they still could not and will never be able to put a scratch, a size of a mustard seed on the throne of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
After failing on the battlefield, the kuffar got together and decided to yield. They said we must change the way the Muslims think, and sure enough, the Muslim ummah began to sink.
In 1917, John Belford promised Palestine to the Jews. 31 years later, his promise went through. Britain and France split the Muslim lands. 3 years later, Islam's worst traitor, Mustafa Kemal, brought the state's fall.
In 1920s, Mustafa Kemal, with the help of the British, became the hero. Well, this so-called hero cancelled the authority of the most powerful system for the human beings, the khilafah. He abandoned all rulings of Allah. He did not stop there. He abandoned the adhan in Arabic. He denied the Muslim sisters from obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by abandoning the hijab. All Islamic calendars and holidays were cancelled. Yes, brothers and sisters, he changed the Arabic alphabet to Latin. By doing so, he made sure the next generation will be lost and have no connection to their Islamic roots, as they cannot read or write all the Islamic culture that was recorded. This Islamic system sent by the creator of Alameen went from the application in life to be in the museum for the people to go and see in Turkey.
In 1924, our state was demolished. 100 years of planning and their plans were accomplished. Kafirs broke our bondage, contaminated our knowledge. Better listen up, cause you won't learn this in college. Beginning of the end and the divisions began. Step by step, they divided our lands. In 1921, Saudi Arabia and Iran. Next year, Egypt, and in 32, Iraq.
In 1945, Jordan, Indonesia, Lebanon and Syria. 2 years later, the division of India, the Muslims took a stand and demanded the ruling of Islam. So they gave them Pakistan, but it was only an illusion, a false resolution, far from a solution. In 1948, the Jews established their Israeli state.
In 1901, the kuffar went to Sultan Abdul Hamid II and offered to pay tremendous amount of money to the Islamic State for Palestine. Sultan Abdul Hamid II replied, "I am not going to give 1 inch of Palestine to the Jews, as Palestine is not mine to give, but it belongs to the ummah, and ummah have shed blood to defend this land. But if one day the Islamic State falls apart, then you could have the Palestine for free. But as long as I'm alive, I would rather have my flesh be cut out than cut Palestine from the Muslim land. I will not allow any carving while we are alive."
1960s, Somalia, Nigeria, Kuwait and Algeria. In 1964 came the PLO. Yasser Arafat, the US scarecrow. A great decline in 1969 when the West was training Muslim scholars for hire. Jews were setting Al-Aqsa Mosque on fire.
Let's recall 1970 for those who don't remember. That was the year that we had Black September. The king of Jordan and Yasser Arafat began their plot. Shot after shot, Muslim blood spilled as innocent Muslims were killed. Communism attacked, but Muslims fought back.
The sincere mujahideen of Afghanistan fought and pushed back the Russians, and then they started to fight among themselves. Khomeini became in power with the promise of ruling and raising the ummah to the level of dignity, but his promise never went through. Soon after, Iran and Iraq went to war, and millions of innocent Muslims died. For 10 years, Muslims killed Muslims. Over what? What else? The agenda of the West. At the end, there were no resolutions. Today, Iran is very much open to democracy and reformation, and the Muslims in Iraq continue to suffer. Subhanallah, where is the Amir of the Ummah?
Another decade gone, but we still don't have Islam. Take a look at the Gulf and the killings of Saddam. Over 1 million Muslims died, but no one answered their cries.
In the 1990s, the Muslim genocides, Bosnia, Kosovo, Chechnya, Dagestan. Bring back Islam, bring back Islam, bring back Islam, bring back Islam.
It's the year 2000 and nothing has changed. Past generations age, let's write the next page.
It's time for us to change. It's up to you and me. Either we make history or we become history.
From conferences to conferences, from booth to booth, I hear speakers speak, but I don't hear the truth. Each with their own perspective, their own objective, following their man-made methods, trying to get elected. Show me pictures of the Kafirs' invasion, stories of sisters being raped, brothers being Cajun. Tell me to write letters to the president. Which one do you really expect us to believe in? The one who orders the 10,000 Muslim killings, or the one who ordered the sanctions to starve the Muslim children. Let's reminisce and see what the Prophet ﷺ did. They offered him wealth and leadership, but the Prophet ﷺ reject. He wouldn't compromise some if you put the sun in his right hand and the moon in his left.
They don't want your comprehension on these important information. Prophet had a specific method of implementation. It was all part of revelation, spreading the dawah through interaction with society to change their thoughts and deity, instead of persuading the false resolution like integration,
Assimilation,
participation in a man-made system, kuffaristic ideology, taking away identity, mentally enslaving y'all. Gaze at how they sway as long as they get paid, calling for human rights. You think they care? The sanctions they put on Muslims everywhere. Oh Muslim youth, be aware, don't be naive, melt and slide away from the rope of Allah,
the deen of hot,
and the Prophet's way, or you'll be a slave to their play.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey. We hear and obey. We hear and obey.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. On that day, the creator of the Alameen completed and chose Islam as the deen for all the human beings till Yawm al-Din. Now what does this mean? This means that the means must be within a methodology, a recipe for the Nahda, defined as a revival of society, a way to bring about the liberation of every nation from the oppression and exploitation, submission, subjugation to man-made legislation. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam rejected them, which obligates for us to do the same. But now we embrace, instead of erasing them and replacing them with Islam, the perfect system.
Over 75 years since the state disappeared. Now we're lost in these systems. Take a look in the mirror. Our minds are put to rest. They don't want to confess Islam is the best. Millions in numbers, but lost in the stress. The question is asked, what happened to the world over these many years? Democracy and capitalism, socialism and communism replaced the perfect system, left the people in prison. Follow only example, method of the Prophet, can nobody stop it. This is clear, cause you know victory is near. Now they're trying to fool us with the lesser of the two evils. They limit our choices to choose from just evils. We know Islam is perfect, so why settle for less? We have the deen of haq, so don't listen to this mess. Live life like a test, these systems can't contest. Allah's the greatest. Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
We hear and obey. We hear and obey. We hear and obey.
On the straight path, we beg Allah to help us stay. Everything else will only keep us astray. With this in mind, let us look at an idea being propagated. We're coming in strong because it's hated. This idea is being carried all throughout the dunya, but now it's even infiltrated the Muslim ummah. And without further ado, we're talking about democracy, just as you knew. But more importantly, why do we call it a fallacy? Because only to Allah belongs the sovereignty, not just recognition, but total submission and application. In this resides true tranquility and the identity of the Muslim unity.
Community leaders distorting the story of Yusuf, telling us lie to justify. Register vote, wanna seat in Congress? Come again, no such thing as Muslim Republican. Twisting Islam's structure to fit the corrupted regime. No way that I will fall for the evil scheme. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted only Islam as our creed and deen, Islam as a perfect system, solution to man's problem, to organize our life affair, from economic to education, to politics to legislation. Follow only the Prophet's way, like Allah declared, they're the losers on the last day. We hear and obey.
Only the Prophet's way.
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 We hear and obey. We hear and obey. We hear and obey.
Assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters, even the non-Muslims that are in the audience. Islam is no different than any other religion and now has a democratic system which allows Muslims to participate in the Western culture. The modern version of Islam is... Excuse me, brother? Do you have something to say?
Liar!
Congress, claiming they are healers, insulting our intelligence in so-called Islamic method. Liar, Muslim scholar for hire, telling us we need American Islam, dividing the ummah into sections, looking for the answer in Congress. Muslims voting in elections, crooked scholars working for the system, selling our land to the kuffar buyers, shifting our path like a rolling tire, action based on desire, misguiding our ummah. Be prepared to be surrounded by Allah's hellfire.
Tell me about your PhD in every Islamic degree, reciting the Quran oh so beautifully. Doesn't justify your false action, you don't want me to see. Our brothers and sisters are leaving Islam because you're teaching my culture that's haram. Pump it to the kuffar so they pay for your new car, hiding under your mask, helping them with their task. You think Jannah is for free? Your long beard and turban is the key. Allah will replace those who don't carry this deen. You may think you fooled those brothers around me, but you'll never fool me.
Funded by the Saudi government, and now you're loving it. You knew the truth, but you decided to cover it. Sold out mullahs, side by side with these corrupted rulers, spitting out fake fatwas. Thought you could fool us, neglecting the fard, but you're forced to sunnah. Attached to this dunya, misguiding this ummah. Muslims catching disease at your weak khutbahs. Reruns every Friday at noon at Jummah. Under close CIA surveillance, so you got your fake cover up. I see you on TV, making peace talks with the Yahudas, blaming the Muslims when the Trade Center blew up. On your knees, begging America, please. I thought your name was Abdullah.
Twisting the ayahs,
Scholars for hire,
fear lost fire,
scholars for hire,
action based on desire.
scholars for hire, scholars for hire, scholars for hire. Compromising this deen, letting kuffar intervene, planting your poisonous seed as we watch our ummah bleed. Claiming you studied so many years of Islam, but yet you twist the Quran, brainwashing the ummah, praising King Hussein and Diana while they slaughtered Muslim in Kosovo, celebrating Eid with Bill and Hillary, justifying your ties with kuffar, getting paid on American salary, portraying Muslims as nothing but just a minority.
Amusing me with your confusing da'wah delivery. Can't comprehend what you're telling me. Bringing in missionaries to show us similarities between Islam and Trinity, making our history a mystery, our ummah's a misery. Allah's promised us victory, but you still make dua to Bill and Hillary.
The Prophet thought us a better way to make a stand. Establish one state and only use Islam to regulate. But you still smile with arrogance like a clown. When you hear the word khilafah, you frown. But just remember this, every soul will taste death. You'll be asked for the words that you said. On the last day, it will be too late to pray. So what you gonna say when you meet Allah on Judgment Day? Twisting the ayahs,
Scholars for hire,
fear lost fire,
scholars for hire,
action based on desire.
scholars for hire, scholars for hire, scholars for hire. Ignoring the vital issues, teaching only prayer and adhan, claiming no difference between Islam and democracy, selling Islam cheap while our ummah is in a deep sleep with all that knowledge, but yet you abuse it, selling us American flip. Yes, we refuse it. Oh Muslim ummah, open your eyes widely. Don't take the commands of Allah lightly. Grab onto the rope of Allah tightly, and don't be fooled by these fake scholars blindly.
Our ummah's under worldwide oppression, telling us to westernize Islam, cause that's the solution. Tired of these fake scholars who twist my question, telling me to register to vote in your haram election. I can't stand your praising the Constitution when we know Islamic State is the only solution.
How you gonna sit there and compare our deen to the Jews and the Christians? They only have religions, while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a perfect system. You think we're stupid? We'll never buy your Abrahamic religion. Who do you think you're fooling, kid? Holding Islamic conferences with the Jews and the Christians, brought to kuffar to teach us about Islam, bringing your priest and your rabbi. How far we go for their blood, twisting the ayahs of Allah to justify polluting concepts, left us in misery. Your ideas are weak like the movie Siege. Allahu Akbar. We'll see who Allah grants the victory.
He is who has sent his messenger with the guidance and the deen of haqq to make it victorious over all other deens, even though the mushrikun hate it.
Assalamu alaikum. May I have your attention, please? Throughout our lives, we the Muslim youth have been told that we should have fun when we're young and practice Islam when we get older. Allah will ask us on the Day of Judgment, what did you do? And we have no excuse. We the youth can change this world. We have Islam, we have the creativity, and we have the energy. If we do not work for Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace us with a generation that loves Him more than us, fears Him more than us, and who will bring back Islam into this world. The Sahabas were our ages and they did it, and we can do it.
So now think about it.
Now if we don't change society, then we're part of the cause. On the day of judgment, we're gonna stand in front of Allah. There'll be no excuses for being useless.
Without Islam in our lives are fruitless, leaving behind all things, taking nothing but our deeds. On the last day, it'll be too late to repent. We will be accountable
For every minute and sin that we spend Islamically intact. My brothers got my back. Shaitan can attack, cause we're always in a pack.
M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less. M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less.
Prophet showed us how to be a statesman, a father, a leader, a mirror of jihad, a husband, a judge, and a friend.
A messenger that Allah has sent. That's the example that we contend. He cultured the Sahaba's personalities, but Islamic mentalities gave the bigger scope
To spread Islam all over the globe. They say you're too young to change this world, too young to understand. Look at Ali, radiallahu anh. At 8 he was mature like a man, carrying this message of Islam.
Khalid ibn Walid, conquering land, liberating kuffar to Islam. Abu Bakr, politically sharp, was side by side with the Prophet from the start.
We are the youth, let's bring Islam back. We did it in the past, so let's do it again.
M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less. M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less.
Carrying Islam is like carrying a hot coal. Pure pressure surround us, but we won't fold. When times become tough, remember Jannah.
It was difficult, even for the Sahabas. No success without struggle. Keep my best friends Muslim, so we're always out of trouble. Checking our ideas, the way we think.
Based on Islam, cause Islam is our deen. Bonded by ideas, Islamically connected. Days of Jahiliyyah, alhamdulillah we left it. Islam as a yardstick that we measure only for Allah and to gain His pleasure.
M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less. M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less.
Much props to my sisters carrying this deen, and to my brothers with the same mean. We'll never idolize, it ain't no surprise. The youth realize Jannah's the only prize.
Standing together, Kafir's worst nightmare. Muslims united and not scared. Following only Quran and Sunnah and ummah who loves Allah more than his dunya.
M-U-S-L-I-M, Muslim for life, and we'll never give in. We stand up and speak out against those who oppress. We take Islam and we take no less.
We won't compromise this deen, no matter how hard it seems. We won't compromise this deen. Allah is with Muslimin.
They want to change my name from Ali to Al, from Muhammad to Mo. Practice half of Islam, la, I don't think so. You remember the story of Bilal, how they're crushing between rocks because he wouldn't compromise La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Allahu Akbar!
From slavery to bravery, no negotiations at this deen. Ya Muslimin, look to Islam and you see Islam is complete. No compromise at no cost. Practice Islam and not just at the mosque. Doesn't make a difference if it's him or her or me. We should be representing Islam, so stay strong and keep your Muslim identity.
Compromise this deen, no matter how hard it seems. We won't compromise this deen. Allah is with Muslimin.
No compromise in this deen. Victory's promised for the Muslimin. Carriers of the deen, back on the scene, ready to unveil this kafir's dream. Now we wonder why our youth decide to leave. Watching them compromise, acting halfway Islamically incomplete when they meet. and they greet the greatest ummah ever to rise. Now we're seen on his knees. An ummah who used to lead this world, now begging the kafir, please have mercy. Can't you see they want us to act like them, think like them, and be like them? But we act based on Islam, like Allah declared in the Quran, cause we know who's in command. Islam will have the upper hand.
We won't compromise this deen, no matter how hard it seems. We won't compromise this deen. Allah is what Muslim mean.
Under no circumstances, no matter what they think, sisters be proud, a Muslimah, Allahu Akbar. That's what you are with that hijab on. Despite the peer pressure in our lives, covering up away from the evil eyes. In school, at work, we advise, don't compromise. Islam guides, darkness to light, weakness to might. Stand tall, answering Allah's call. Brothers do the same, don't play the kafir's game. We're Muslims, yeah, we stand up for each other. Brother to a brother, Islam has no contender, and we will never surrender.
You know what? I agree with these brothers. How could they want us to bargain? How could two different systems coexist within each other? I mean, communism as a system cannot be part or cooperate with the democratic system or vice versa. And these are man-made systems. So how could a system from the creator of man coexist and be part of a man-made system? Nah, man, we don't accept this. We will not compromise our deen. I'm speaking for all the Muslims who know their deen. No compromise!
Ya Muslimin,
No compromise!
Ya Mu'minin,
No compromise!
time is slipping,
Can't compromise!
you're on the right track.
Won't compromise!
Take a stand.
No compromise!
Remember these words.
No compromise!
Bring Islam back.
Can't compromise!
Rebuild our state.
Won't compromise!
Implement Islam.
Don't compromise!
Legislate, regulate.
Can't compromise!
Islam is our creed.
No compromise!
Halal is our means.
Can't compromise!
Open your eyes.
Won't compromise!
With one ummah.
No compromise!
One agenda.
No compromise!
With one vision.
Can't compromise!
No division.
No compromise!
Muslims for life.
No compromise!
Muslims unite.
Won't compromise!
Brothers and sisters.
No compromise!
Who know the truth.
Can't compromise!
From Turkey to Afghanistan.
Don't compromise!
Palestine to Iran.
Won't compromise!
Listen to this call.
Can't compromise!
Let's be the ones.
Won't compromise!
Breaking these walls.
No compromise!
United we stand.
Don't compromise!
Divided we fall.
Don't compromise!
Hold your applause.
Don't compromise!
Bring back Islam.
Won't compromise!
Live for Islam.
No compromise!
Work for Islam.
Can't compromise!
Keep your deen strong.
Don't compromise!
It's Allah's demand.
Don't compromise!
Obey Allah's command.
Won't compromise! Don't compromise! Won't compromise! Can't compromise! No compromise! Don't compromise! Won't compromise! Can't compromise! No compromise! Don't compromise! Won't compromise! Can't compromise! No compromise! No compromise! Muslims for life! Come on! Muslims unite! Come on!
Muslims for life.
Come on.
Muslims unite.
Come on! Rise for Islam! Rise for Islam!
Muslims for life.
Come on.
Muslims unite.
Come on! Rise for Islam! Rise for Islam!
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
It's time to rise up. It's time to rise up for Islam. Let us rise, let us raise like we do for Salah. 5 times a day we face Mecca to pray. Bismillah. Islam will not fade. Muslims we will stay. Inshallah. Muslim youth who are down for the cause, who carry the truth. It's time to rise up for Islam. Read your Muslim leaders tag that says made in the USA. I said we raise the Prophet's flag as we go back to the Prophet's way.
From the cradle to the grave, Islam is what we crave. No cowards cause we're brave, coming strong like a wave. Let's raise up the flag, Islam is under attack. You know that it's a fact, they stab us in the back. They hate to see us rise, love to see us compromise. Try to fool us with their lies, but they don't realize we don't fear the attacks cause our Lord's got our back. Let's take it to the max, don't tell us to relax. This is our main task, to bring Islam fast, establish it at last. So rise up like we did in the past.
Come on.
Muslims unite.
Come on. Muslims for life.
Come on.
Muslims unite.
Come on.
Rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam.
Muslims for life.
Come on.
Muslims unite.
Come on. Muslims for life.
Come on.
Muslims unite.
Come on.
Rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam.
No matter how much the Kafirs hate and Muslim scholars debate over interfaith and how we need to participate, like a snake, twisting ideas to manipulate. We won't integrate, and only to Allah we prostrate. Ya Muslimin, rise up to establish the state, cause Islam will dominate, legislate and regulate. Promise from Almighty who create. My brother, why don't you elaborate?
Revival of the mind, it's time to rise up. Let's reverse the decline. We're the best for mankind. It's time to lead and stop following. Time to question life and the surroundings. Islam is the basis and the reference, not Madison, Jefferson, or the Congress. Thought process is the only way to success. When Islam came down, it redefined progress. Nonetheless, we're gonna take your false thoughts into destruction, reconstruction, to build new thought production. From blindness to sight, from darkness to light, from weakness to might. Oh Muslim Ummah, rise!
Rise for Islam, rise for Islam.
Muslims for life, come on. Muslims unite, come on.
Muslims for life, come on. Muslims unite, come on.
Rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam.
Muslims for life, come on. Muslims unite, come on.
Muslims for life, come on. Muslims unite, come on.
Rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam, rise for Islam.
Best system suitable for human beings. Stop and think about the condition that we're in. Staying with our Rasul's guideline. Putting man-made system on the sideline. No commonalities to this deen, cause it seeds only to one creed. Islamic Aqidah, that's the bond that we should seek.
From the rising of the sun to the setting of the moon.
Just rise for Islam, just rise for Islam.
Come on and shout, no room for doubt.
Let's rise for Islam, let's rise for Islam.
The train is here, the time is near.
Come rise for Islam, come rise for Islam.
Islam can't fall, so hear this call.
Just rise for Islam, just rise for Islam.
Come one, come all, let's stand real tall.
And rise for Islam, and rise for Islam.
We have the truth at hand, it's time to take command.
Come rise for Islam, come rise for Islam.
We live or die to please Allah.
Just rise for Islam, just rise for Islam.
You know, I really like your music, but don't you think you guys are a little too harsh on the kuffar?
We're not harsh on the kuffar. The kuffar are harsh on us.
The poison is injected, the giant is asleep. He's chained into sections to keep him off his feet. The mission is forgotten, the bond is getting weak. Wake up, O Muslim Ummah, before we face the heat.
Telling me to calm down, a year passed since the last song. Situation has worsened, it was Kosovo and Kashmir. Now it's Chechnya and Dagestan, so who's next in line? Governments who claim they're implementing Islam.
Like who?
Like Taliban, Iran and Sudan. All 52 so-called Muslim nations oppressing the masses in the name of Islam. They're digging our graves while we are asleep. Over 1 billion, but oh so weak. We need to rise up and get back on our feet. We've been fooled too long. This is what happens when we let the Kafirs lead.
Why are we losing? Who are we amusing? Sisters are leaving, cause brothers are abusing. Twisting Islam's teaching, mixing culture and pride, trying to justify for the tears that she cried. When I look into her eyes, I see the pain inside as she leaves and says goodbye. Now tell me who's to blame, don't just sit there in shame. Let's look to Islam to cure the pain. To all my sisters in pain, these oppressors are insane. They're heading straight to the hellfire's flame.
The poison is injected, the giant is asleep. He's chained into sections to keep him off his feet. The mission is forgotten, the bond is getting weak. Wake up, O Muslim Ummah, before we face the heat.
Imitating the Kafirs, flirting with disaster. Even our sheikhs and imams are dressed like priests and pastors. Khatibs wearing long robes, historical clothes, more puppets than a puppet show, leaving us with no solution after their speech. Dawah based on prestige, watch as they leech off the Muslim community. Whatever happened to this ummah's unity?
Nothing.
Exactly.
They're laughing,
cause they're acting. They cut the tongues of those who speak the truth, fearing that their message will be passed on to the youth. You say it's hard to believe before you nod your head. Think, if our scholars spoke the truth, why would our enemies give them the platform to speak?
The giant's in a slumber, Islam is complete. Yet the ummah looks up to democracy for its needs. Defeated mentality left us in the gutter. The giant used to take care of the world, now ask the kafir to usher. Remember the Badr brother, they died us from the start. Muslim had Islam in their minds and their hearts. They knew they fear us, injecting poison venom for the terrorists apart. This is just a reminder, take it straight to the heart. Let's get back in the lead, shake the giant to wake, flourish and rejuvenate. Implement only Islam to revive and renovate.
The poison is injected, the giant is asleep. He's chained into sections to keep him off his feet. The mission is forgotten, the bond is getting weak. Wake up, O Muslim ummah, before we face the heat.
Brothers killing brothers while the kafirs getting richer. Muslim blood on my fingers, tell me what's wrong with this picture. University organization is making no difference, making dollars no sense in their lack of assistance. Muslims enlisted in the enemy's cavalry, firing at our own people. Muslim to Muslim fatality on the battle scene, surrounded by our own casualties, under siege by these corrupted regimes. Blood to our knees while the great giant sleeps.
Whose laws are you following? Which side are you on? Our brothers shed blood for the cause of the kuffar. They show us three kings when we saw them stealing. They play as heroes when we know they're zeros. Playing with our minds, trying to use us as a pawn. This is our situation, not just a sad song. Let's rise the ummah and follow the sunnah to bring back Islam, implement the Quran. Awake the sleeping giant that's stronger than the lion, to chain up the shaitan. Victory is promised, so work for Islam and keep your deen strong. We've waited too long from here to Mecca.
All together now.
Let's rise the ummah, let's rise the ummah, let's rise the ummah. The poison is injected, the giant is asleep. He's chained into sections to keep him off his feet. The mission is forgotten, the bond is getting weak. Wake up, O Muslim ummah, before we face the heat.
Every time we turn on the TV, we see the kuffar celebrating, thinking they are defeating Islam. They think they can destroy Islam, but they can never destroy Islam. They try to scare us, rape us, kill us, and even drop their nuclear bombs. But no matter what they do, they can never stop Islam. Allah the Almighty has promised that Islam will be victorious, and that is guaranteed. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This song is for all those who believe in this deen. Inshallah, we have made a song to make you think. So turn up your speakers and put the song on repeat.
This song is for all those sisters who wear hijab, even though the people make fun of them. This song is for all those brothers who stand strong, even if it means they are left alone. This song is for all those who don't compromise Islam, because they know Islam is the truth. No matter what happens, we will never give up. Brothers and sisters, the revival of Islam is up to us.
If there was a war, which side would you be on? The army of Allah or the army of Shaitan? They can't stop Islam, they drop bomb after bomb, watching our people bleed, trying to scare us out of this deen.
When the smoke clears, we'll still be on the scenes. We Muslims will never give up. Ameen, ameen.
If you follow Islam, they can't stop it. Wallahi, victory is promised. They can't stop Islam. They try to break us up, but they can't break this bond. They can't stop Islam. They try to take us down, but our deed is too strong. They can't stop Islam. Victory is promised from Allah. They can't stop Islam. We'll keep coming back, singing this song.
Trying to fool the people, what Islam is really about, leaving their own people confused and in doubt.
Twisting the corrupted media so they control the public opinion, while the Western groups put their troops on what was once
they
the Muslim dominion.
Muslims behind bars without evidence.
Without what?
Without cause. They stand united to make sure Muslims are divided. We are Muslims, we won't hide it or deny it.
They can't stop Islam. They try to break us up, but they can't break this bond. They can't stop Islam. They try to take us down, but our deed is too strong. They can't stop Islam. Victory is promised from Allah. They can't stop Islam. We'll keep coming back, singing this song. When we hear the falsehood, we fight it with the truth. Islam did not spread by democracy, it's spread by the youth. Those who can't accept the truth, yeah, they hate it. They can't stop Islam, cause Islam is contagious.
Those sisters who are strong will never take off their hijab, cause they don't wear it for the people, they wear it for Allah. We won't die for these kafirs, won't fight for the cause. All their freedoms are false, we fight and die only for Allah.
They can't stop Islam. They try to break us up, but they can't break this bond. They can't stop Islam. They try to take us down, but our deed is too strong. They can't stop Islam. Victory is promised from from Allah. They can't stop Islam. We'll keep coming back, singing this song. A billion Muslims are a billion weak when we sell Islam cheap and carried incomplete.
Can't stand the sight of watching my brothers bleed. This is what happens when we let the Kafirs lead.
Bloodshed of an innocent Muslim means more to Allah than the Kaaba. Inshallah, if you follow the straight path, they can't stop us.
Let us rise up
for the revival of Islam,
like we rise up for Fajr at dawn.
We're gonna keep dropping bombs, we're gonna keep on the attack until we Muslims unite and bring Islam back.
Bring Islam back, bring Islam back, bring Islam back, bring Islam back.
They can't stop Islam. They try to break us up, but they can't break this bond. They can't stop Islam. They try to take us down, but our deed is too strong. They can't stop Islam. Victory is promised from Allah. They can't stop Islam. We'll keep coming back, singing this song.
Selaheddine sacrificed everything to bring back this theme. At one time his own sister was captured by the king. Even though he could have, he didn't do anything. He could have invaded,
but no,
he waited.
With one command, with one order, he can set the Muslim army to cross the border, bring back his sister to have the king slaughtered. But Selaheddine had a plan, and that plan could not be altered.
And that plan was to unite the Muslim lands and to put Al-Quds back in Muslim hands.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! They can't stop Islam. They try to break us up, but they can't break this bond. They can't stop Islam. They try to take us down, but our deed is too strong. They can't stop Islam. Victory is promised from Allah. They can't stop Islam. We'll keep coming back, singing this song. Inshallah, we will rise up like Selaheddine, put Islam on the map like Khalid and Walid, show the success of Islam like Harun and al-Rashid, and protect our Muslim deen like Sultan Abdul Hamid.
Log on and check where all this is going on. www.muslimstudio.com.
What you're hearing is just the beginning.
Do you want to learn about the legend of Islam? Visit www.muslimstudio.com.
The intellectual revolution has begun, and this song is done.
Ain't no copyrights in Islam, so you better pass this thing on.
Alright, settle down, settle down. I want everyone to stand up for the American flag, especially you Muslims back there. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. 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 I tell you what, we don't stand. In 1924, state was demolished. 100 years of planning and their plans were accomplished. Kafirs broke our bondage, contaminated our knowledge. Better listen up, cause you won't learn this in college.
Millions of victims of genocide statistics, and these are just symptoms from the lack of existence from the one and only solution, the Islamic system.
One way, one method, it must be implemented. System of Islam, cause creator has sent it. Our minds are infested, our words are neglected, hated and disrespected, degraded and rejected. Nationalism disease, slowly injected. Where come Muslim ummah? Our unity has been affected.
Ready to die and fight for the cause, spitting on their constitutions, flags and the laws. And no, I should not set up with blood. Don't want to gain nothing for law. Instead, live and die for the pleasure of Allah. And yes, I pledge my allegiance, and I pledge my allegiance for Islam.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah.
No stop, so put away the loop. Strike the corner sooner comes the proof. We don't stand up for the flag cause we know the truth. Instead we sit down with our brother Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. They want us to stand up and pledge to their allegiance. That's the way the Kafirs want to see us. Try to keep us out of the political arenas, gluing young Muslim minds with tequilas and attempt to steer us so no one will believe us. Painting the White House white cause of the real drug deals. They broke us into pieces so they can seize us, telling us to give the Caesars what is Caesars. La ilaha illallah, they'll never seize us. Won't show Muslims as achievers, cowards cause they're non-believers. No khilafah cause they fear us, twisting our tongues so no one can hear us. They fear us every time they hear us. Victory's promised to the believers, and this is where I pledge my allegiance.
I see depression from man-made flaws. I see oppression under man-made laws. Won't bend over for the US like stupid Saddam, or sell out Islam like Mustafa Kamal. United we stand, divided we fall. law, surrounded our lands by imaginary walls. Replace Islam with a system that stalls, run by a president that can't keep on his drugs. And when he admits, the people applaud. Wipe that stupid smile off your face, cause you still have to answer those laws.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah.
They want to stand up for the flag and pretend nothing's wrong. Destroy our deen, that's what they want. They want to kill me, but they can't kill Islam. True meaning of democracy, throwing bomb after bomb. Brothers in Milwaukee, I hope you can hear us. Much props with those AMP lyrics. Soldiers along effect, spread this deen to my death. Won't give up Islam until you separate my head from my neck. Islam will take over the world like risk. Try to destroy Islam and you'll miss. Dividing us into regions that the masses resist. I pledge my allegiance, class is dismissed.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي الدين. Who do you fear? Allah or the kafir? Why do you want to be like the kafir when you have the haqq in your hand? Didn't the Sahaba look in the kafir's eyes and say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah? How many more of our sisters do they have to rape? How many more brothers must they slaughter by hate? Don't you know we have suffered too long without an Islamic state? How much more can you take? No more wait!
Tell us to give up Islam and wait for Jesus. Celebrate Christmas when it's the season. Giving us fake leaders and fake reasons. Divide our people by flags when they meet us. They want us to pledge to their allegiance. Pushing us towards treason. They broke our ummah to share pieces. Chasing our oils like cheetahs. Raping our resources and then they leave us. Muslims hibernating, concentrating, not shaming. While Kafirs been invading, killing and raping. We have no time to be waiting. Re-establish Islam and stop faking. Listening to my ummah's cries. I'm tired of Kafirs' lies. No, I won't compromise. Staring into the enemy's eyes.
We will never free you, kafir. Allah is on our side. I'm tired of kafirs ruling us, taking over our land, taking our resources, killing our brothers and raping our sisters. O Muslim ummah, let us unite and implement Islam. We won't compromise this deen. We are the best nation ever written for mankind.
Trying to destroy Islam because they hate us. Muslim racists, but they can't bait us. Throwing us in cages, but they can't cage us. Chronic revelations on pages, spreading of the haqq even through these prison cages. Staying together like a pack, strong into life's tough stages. They can't destroy Islam. Islam is contagious. Muslims from Indonesia to Malaysia, too many Muslims to contain us. Instead they take away our Islamic laws so they can slave us and chain us. Break our bones will heal. Cut our skin, our wounds will seal. Put a gun against the head, threaten us to death. No fear, no pain do we feel. Pop Islam in the seal, only to Allah do we kneel. Our iman hard like steel, cause we know Islam's for real.
With feet on Allah and only Allah, let us be the generation who put Islam back on the map. We will never compromise Islam. Islam will rule the world, and even if all the kafirs will fight against it, they will never succeed. Allah is on the believer's side. Victory comes from Allah.
The way we love death, you better put us in our graves while you still got time left. Cause when we rebuild our state, we're gonna legislate and regulate. Kick out these false theories cause they're fake. Laughing and grinning while they watch our sisters being raped. From Turkey to Afghanistan, from Palestine to Iran. Implement Islamic laws, take a stand. It's Allah's demand. Implement global jihad, take back our Muslim lands. Run Islam like it's supposed to be ran. Don't think we're gonna forget about your lies when you raped our sisters, slaughtering our brothers as we watch them die. And this time we're on the battlefield, we're gonna be on opposite sides. We're not gonna think twice before we take your life. Kafir, you're a loser in this life and in the hereafter.
Soldiers of Allah is not a jihad group. Instead, we are reminders for those who have forgotten. We, by no means, are using rap to present Islam or promote Islam. We have witnessed the impact of music on youth today. We are not rap stars. We are Muslims and only Muslims. We realize this is not the way to revive the ummah.
but just a tool to motivate Muslims to go to the real source, which is Islam. It is Islam that organizes our lives, and it is Islam which shows us the method to revive. We encourage and invite you to listen and think about the ideas that were presented in this CD. Remember, we are the next generation of Muslims, and it is an obligation and responsibility of each and every Muslim to implement and carry this deen to the world, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded. We request you to write to us, soldiersofallah@hotmail.com, with your comments and ideas. We are ready to discuss.